Hi, welcome to Wrinkles Society of Hope. Wrinkles is a platform built for women to share their stories of wrinkles that they had to press through in order to become the women they are today. Wrinkles stands for Women Rejoicing and Nourished, Courageous with a K, Life Encouraging Stories. Women who care enough to share. I would love to do an interview with you for our Wrinkles Society page. And also, if you enjoy the story you're about to hear, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share our Wrinkles page so other people can join the Wrinkles family. Thank you for coming, and I cannot wait to hear from you soon. Hello, Wrinkles family. I am super excited to have one of my friends here with us today. Her name is Kathy. Kathy, introduce yourself to the Wrinkles family.
Hello, Wrinkles family. I'm delighted to be here. Summer, I so believe in what you're doing here. My name is Kathy.
Awesome. What do you do for a living?
I pastor a neighborhood church here in Peoria, Arizona called The Church at Cactus. It's called that because it sits on Cactus Road, and we're just trying to be the church in the neighborhood. In addition to that, past 4 years, I've took a little bit of a more of a focus, and I also am a hospice chaplain.
Amazing. We both work in hospice, so we have that gift of helping families during their hospice time. So, Kathy, as I come to the Wrinkles family, I always ask the same question. So I'm going to start off with you. I really don't see too many wrinkles on your face either, but how did you feel, or how is that old? How did you feel, or how would you feel when you got your first wrinkle, physical wrinkle? How did you feel about that?
That's a really good question. And I have a funny story. So I used to work outside. I was a teacher, and I teach a program that was outside. So I was outside in Arizona around the clock, around the year. So I would always get really tan. And my first wrinkle that I noticed was I was looking in the rearview mirror of a car, and my eyebrows were up. And I kept picking at my face because actually the indentation of my wrinkle right here, there was a tan line.
Oh.
So I was like, well, I guess we're here. What is that?
So it sounded like you just went with it. You were fine with it?
I am now.
It took some time, huh? So as through life, we get our physical wrinkles and our changes in life, but we also get those emotional wrinkles that we're going through in life. Can you tell us about an emotional wrinkle that you have to press through in life?
Sure. Summer, wrinkles are wrinkles. And this is why I think it's so amazing that you have this platform and that you're focusing in on this. Because what I would like to share is actually why I transitioned from what I was doing as a PE teacher, adventure ed teacher, working with high school kids, which I loved. Mm-hmm. But I think probably one of the most transformative things that got me out of teaching, one of the most transformative and one of the hardest things I've ever gone through was as I was a teacher that I'd been here maybe 2 years, and it was a bit of a culture shock moving from Chicago to Maricopa, Arizona in 2004. There was one gas station, not even a grocery store.
Wow.
So that was an adjustment. And the community that I moved to teach into a high school was a farming community, a Native American community. So the classes were very diverse, and diverse in a way that I wasn't accustomed to. Mm-hmm. And so I taught this class that was all about unity and learning through activities. So I got to really know the kids. And in my second or third year, I can't remember how many years I'd been there, there was a disruption in the Ak-Chin Native American community and their younger kids. And so I taught K through 12 at this point. And all the schools were on one block. It was that small. So I'd walk to the kindergarten, I'd walk to the high school in like 3 minutes. So I got to know like all the kids. And there was a season in which nobody really knows exactly. I mean, at least for me, I was never privy to the actual reason, but for 3 or 4 Sundays in a row, junior high girls actually would take their lives. And there was some kind of pact they created. And again, this wasn't, nobody talked about it. It was a secret thing in the Native American young adult community. And they just all made this pact. And so 1 week it would go by and it was just a devastating of the community. And then the next week would go by and it wasn't just one kid a Sunday. And so this rocked the entire city of Maricopa, actually.
Wow.
And so it got me thinking. At that point, I was 30, maybe 31 or 32, early 30s, single, actually divorced. So divorced, single woman, moved across the country to start over. I was just starting over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I had been raised in the church, and I had a strong, what I believe to be faith, a relationship with God, in my own kind of unique way. And I just kept thinking, you know what, Lord, I don't have the tools, and to provide. I don't have the words. I don't know what to even say to these families. And so that was one of the wrinkles in my formative starting over period of life in my early 30s that has shaped me to this very day. That's what sent me to become a pastor, actually. I went back to school and I'm like, gosh, there's got to be a light here somewhere, Lord. There's got to be a light. You say you're the light. How do people really experience your light?
Awesome. That had to be hard to deal with, all of that happening and not really knowing what's going on, like you were saying that it was so many weeks that it was happening. That had to be hard to deal with.
And I was somewhat of a, I don't want to say outsider, but I was new to the community. It's a small community. It was a close-knit town. It wasn't even a city at that time. It was still a town. And so, I was feeling already in a personal way, all isolated and alone and wham. But that actually shook me out of myself. For the first time, I think, in my early 30s, I was shook out of being so self-absorbed and missing home and my family and blah, 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 to, really, we are loved by our loving and healed by our healing. And so how do I embrace that?
I love that. What would you tell that person, that younger you, that 30-year-old you then? What would you tell her with the things that the life wrinkles that you've been through now? What would you tell her right now if you were able to talk to her?
That's such a great question. And we always wish we can do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the formative question that actually working with younger kids as a teacher that I actually started to say to them. I would just, remind them that, and I would remind myself to just be yourself. And at that age, you don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
But I think hearing somebody say it's okay to be who really and truly you're formed to be, and there is for you in this world, and you will find those around you that will be able to support you and embrace you and form you. Just be you. That sounds so cliche.
No.
But, I think so often we're paralyzed by trying to be somebody that we're trying to conform to what culture tells us, especially as women.
Yes.
We need to be and look like and feel like, and you're too loud, you do this, you do that. I would say you're not ever too anything. Just be.
I love it. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. One more question for you. So you have a t-shirt printed up, and that t-shirt, there's a word or a phrase that represents the woman that you are today. What would that t-shirt say?
Well, in fact, I'm going to get me this t-shirt. one word. And it comes from that experience. I think that people don't realize the power of a smile. So I would get a t-shirt and I would just say, smile.
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 That's amazing.
Even when you think you can't, smile.
Smile. I love it. I love it. And you do smile a lot. And you you always put a smile and you always laugh and you know, and that's contagious, you know. I think some people forget that it's contagious when you're in a bad mood, but when you're smiling, it's a good contagious too. It can really pick up the room. And you do that, Kathy. You really do. Anything else you would like to share with the Wrinkles family?
Wrinkles family, I believe in women, empowering women. There's a place for all of us. It's not about competition. It's not about who's better than one-upping, blah, blah, blah. We support each other. There's room enough at the table for all of us. And be kind.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for coming to the Wrinkles family. Wrinkles family, we love you, and I can't wait for someone else to come, but we might have to have Kathy back again. I just thank you so much, Kathy, for taking the time to come to the Wrinkles family. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.